Flavor family, what is up? It is Art and Bobby coming at you on a rainy Chicago day on the north side, about to go into Walmart. Because lately, I've been getting a lot of requests for a pasta and pasta sauce review video. And that makes sense. There's so many options there, but I'm going to show you a very easy tip to identify the kind of pastas you want to eat and the ones you don't want to eat. And spoiler alert, about 90% of the ones in Walmart are not good, but after here, we're going to go to a Whole Foods and show you some really good options. So before we start the video, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, share, all that good thing. But most importantly, hit the little bell icon right below the video, because every week we have 4 videos going live, including cooking videos and live streams. The whole point is you don't want to miss out. Enable all notifications. Let's go in there and do some shopping. Of course, they're restocking this aisle right now, so we're going to go under the radar B-roll style. Let's start with the wall of pastas right here, okay? And I'm gonna make this really easy because 90% of the pastas at your local grocery store I would avoid. And why do I mean that? Because the traditional pastas are refined, simple carbohydrates. When you see this term right here, you guys, enriched macaroni product, this is the same thing as enriched or bleached wheat bread, meaning they take a whole grain and they strip it down just to the simple carbohydrate. So I don't care if it's semolina wheat, durum wheat, if it's enriched, simple wheat. This is the kind of stuff you want to avoid. Why do we want to avoid that? Because it's the stuff that spikes your blood sugar, right? It's a simple carbohydrate. It makes your body insulin resistant. And then a lot of time you'll see they're fortified. They like to add back the vitamins they stripped out, which is so funny because if it was a whole grain, it would already have this in there. So like, okay, we took all the good stuff out to make it a enriched product. Let's add back in niacin and riboflavin. It's so ridiculous. It's the same kind of concept during our bread video, right? When you want to get bread, you want to get whole grains because it's the whole grain. It's the hull, it's the bran, it's everything that satiates your hunger and doesn't really spike your blood sugar as much. When you strip them out, that's when you get rid of all the good stuff. And they're like, yo, let's put all the stuff back in there in the form of processed synthetic vitamins. So what does that mean we do? Well, that means we look for alternative pastas, and most all of these are going to be gluten-free. So for example, red lentil pasta is going to have one ingredient here: red lentil flour. It says may contain soy because it's made in a facility that may have soy. And chickpea pasta here too, it's going to have one ingredient: chickpea flour. So why is this good? Because these are whole gluten-free grains, right? Whole grains don't spike your blood sugar as much, and they're a complex carbohydrate. It's really going to satiate your hunger. I really kind of feel bad when I see people eating this kind of stuff, because even though it's delicious, there's no nutrition in here. They strip all of it out of here. All right, the Waldo is gone. And don't be fooled, you guys, when you start seeing like protein plus pasta. Yeah, it's added protein, but it's added protein to enriched semolina wheat, which is completely stripped of nutrition. So when we go to the next store, I'm going to show you varieties of this that not only are simple carbohydrate free, they have added protein. It's really, really cool. There is one at Trader Joe's. You guys have heard me talk about it. It's my favorite gluten-free pasta. It's made of organic yellow lentils and brown rice. It's organic. It's a complex carbohydrate. It has the same texture as pasta and pretty much the same flavor as regular pasta. I love it. Let's move on to pasta sauces before we go to the next grocery store to show you more pasta. Here is the wall of pasta sauces, something you guys really wanted to know about on Instagram stories. This, I'm gonna go straight to the best one they have here at Walmart. It is Lucchini. They make a killer olive oil, and what's so great about this? No sugar added. There should be no sugar added to any marinara sauce. Sugar is the devil, like we call it. And we look at the ingredients right here. Look at that, Art. Organic tomatoes, organic peppers, extra virgin olive oil, which is amazing. Wait till I show you the other ones, like the ragouts. You will not see EVOO there. And real ingredients. There's no filler. It's all thriller.
Bobby, I see your Lucchini,
yes,
and I raise you a Rao.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Thank you. Art was just telling me about Rao. It was voted what?
#1 on Cooks Illustrated.
Wow, #1. So this is still my all-time favorite sauce here. It's not organic, right? But I think that's okay because a lot of the pesticides from the skin get peeled away when you use stewed canned tomatoes. You guys, the flavor of this is amazing. The ingredients are just as good as Lucchini. Look at that. That's what you want to see. Just a few ingredients. The thing is, get this at Costco. At Costco, you get 2 28-ounce bottles for $8 or $9. It's unbelievable. Now, so those are best in class here at Walmart. But let's go to the ones that we all know and maybe grew up with and stuff like that. Ragu. Oh, the what are the traditional marinara sauce, right? Super cheap. Compare that, $177 to $5.98 for zucchini. So why would you pay the extra money? Here's why you pay the extra money. We turn around the ingredients here, and it is just a few ingredients, which is nice, right? And this actually has so funny, you guys, look at this. They are using the best quality oil in the land combined with the worst quality, right? So why is soybean oil bad? Soybean oil is a GMO oil made from GMO soybeans that's highly processed, highly refined. They use a chemical called hexane to extract the oil. And when you superheat and super process an oil like soybean or canola, you alter the fatty acid. And it's very inflammatory for your body. That is a major no-no. It's just so funny. They're following that up with extra virgin olive oil and natural flavors. Yo, Ragu, if you can't rely on the natural flavor of your the world, the style of marinara sauce, then you shouldn't be using natural flavors. That is ridiculous. So let's take a quick break from the video and thank today's sponsor, Almond Cow. I did a video with them a couple months ago, and so many people bought the Almond Cow. They came back and said, hey, let's do it again. Because here's the deal. If you love homemade nut milks, seed milks, Almond Cow is the way to go. It's a startup that is really so popular, and the owners of the company are super cool. You put almonds or any nut in the machine along with filtered water, you push start, and it makes homemade almond milk in literally 1 minute. And what's the beauty of that? Look at the almond milk at the grocery store. The ingredients always have maybe added sugar, natural flavors, emulsifiers, gums, carrageenan, and added synthetic vitamins. You don't want that. When you make it at home, you control what goes in there. And once again, they gave us a sweet promo code. So click the link down below, use my promo code, and get $15 off your first order. Best of all, there's no waste. All that yummy pulp that's left over after the nut or seed milk, you can use it to put into your smoothies for added fiber, or you can dry it out and make almond meal or hemp meal. You guys, this is fantastic. Over the long run, you save a lot of money, and I think this should be a stocking stuffer for the holiday seasons that you will love. So check it out, and thank you guys for sponsoring the video. All right, what's your favorite Ragu flavor if you have to choose one here?
We got one with meat?
I don't think they have a meat one here. Let's just look at super chunky mushroom, because Art and I like chunk and crunch, right? So we look at this one. And this is interesting too. Look, they're using tomato puree, just water and tomato. What did they use for the good zucchini here? They didn't use puree. They used organic, whole stewed tomatoes. So this is a much more premium ingredient, because when you start using a puree or a concentrate like this, it could be lower quality tomatoes, and I can promise you it is with this one. So this one here also has natural flavors, tisk, calcium chloride, which is a preservative you don't really want to see necessarily, and let's throw in some soybean GMO oil. Oh, how about a little bit of sugar in there, to the tune of 4 teaspoons. You guys, there's 4 grams. There's 4 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon. So there's 1 teaspoon in half a cup. Art, how much sauce do you normally use when you're making pasta?
I use the whole thing.
The whole thing, right? By the way, Art's shirt, for all y'all in Texas, that's for you. So Art uses the whole thing. So that means there's how many servings per container? There's 5. 5 times 4, there's 20 grams, which is pretty much 5 teaspoons of white sugar in here. This is
There's tomatoes in there too, though.
Oh no, added. This is added. Added sugar. See, good point. So there's natural sweetness in the actual tomatoes, but this is added. So instead of calling this super chunky mushroom, I would call this super chunky diabetes mushroom. That's just my opinion. Then Art found his favorite one. Art, pick up that meat one you were just talking about.
Well, the Rayo's is good.
Well, yes, but you were looking for one with meat.
I typically like Prego meat sauce.
Okay, so this is flavored with meat. So this kind of scares me because it doesn't say meat sauce.
There's beef in there.
Well, let's find out. It's $1.88. That is cheap as can be. Oh my God, these are really small ingredients. So I'll get my monocle. So tomato puree, not the whole stewed tomatoes. We have sugar in the tune of 4 teaspoons.
Acidic tomatoes, you got to balance it out.
Okay, Chef Art, thank you for advocating for. We need diabetes just to balance it out. 1 teaspoon of sugar. We have canola oil, just as bad as soybean oil. Oh, so where's the beef flavoring? It's beef fat, beef extract. What else?
Beef.
And where? Where do you see real beef?
Right here, right after sugar.
Oh, okay, there it is. Thank you. So there's beef extract, and yeast extract, which is MSG. So this is not the best. We'll wait till we get to the next store. We're going to go to Whole Foods. I'll show you a much better one than this. And then for all you Prego lovers out there, let's go to Prego Tradizionale, right? I would love to see some extra virgin olive oil or something like that in here. We start off with tomato puree. Once again, the inferior puree, not the whole stewed tomatoes. Canola oil. So these are the 2 only bad ingredients here, but it's canola oil terrible for you, and sugar in the tune of 4. So 1 teaspoon of sugar in half a cup. Really bad news here, you guys. And then I also spied some pesto sauce. Now, Art, when you see pesto sauce, what kind of oil would you think should be used to make that?
Olive oil.
Olive oil, right?
Olive oil.
Or extra virgin if you want to be fancy. So this is classico. This is so misleading, you guys. I mean, this really makes me shudder at my very core. Basil and GMO soybean oil. Oh, come on. And then olive oil down there. So it's like 90% soy, a splash of olive oil, and natural flavors. Totally blarf, right? And then I saw this white clam sauce. I haven't had a white clam sauce pasta in probably 15 years, but come on. Do you want your clams with a side of soybean oil, hydrolyzed corn protein, soy, and all these nasty sugars and fillers? Really bad news. So we're going to look at white sauces. These are going to be absolutely dreadful. I just know. Let's go for like maybe best in class name brand, Bertolli Alfredo sauce. So it starts off decent. I mean, basically an Alfredo sauce is, you know, heavy cream and butter and stuff like that. But then we start looking here. We have modified GMO cornstarch. This has no business being there. GMO soybean oil. I cannot believe these brands are using the cruddiest oil that is GMO laden. And luckily there's no sugar in here. But look at this, you guys. They're adding preservative potassium metabisulfate. If you're intolerant to sulfites, you're going to have a problem eating that. There's phosphates in here. Phosphates are usually what you find in deli meat as a preservative. Too many phosphates can lead to some serious issues in your body, and natural flavorings. I'm sorry, in Italy they do not make a Alfredo sauce this way, Bertolli. And then let's look at the Walmart brand. Sometimes they surprise you actually. Like the frozen Walmart food we talked about the other week was really good. So we start with modified cornstarch. So sunflower oil is equally as bad for you as canola. It's just as processed, but at least it's not GMO, but still that's horrible. Phosphates here, yeast extract, MSG. That's the kind of stuff that makes your taste buds excited and your brain light up and be like, give me more, give me more. So this is bad. You know what, we'll find something at Whole Foods. If you ever see Parmesan cheese in the green bottle, I don't care if it's the Walmart brand or this brand here, just put it away. Because even though it is real cheese, it's also really crappy quality cheese that has fillers here. It has powdered cellulose, that's a wood pulp, and it has sorbates here, so preservatives and wood pulp. And it's 100% safe to eat wood pulp. I mean, it is, right, Art?
It's fiber.
It's fiber, it's right. It's a good source of fiber. But the problem is, it's really cruddy quality cheese. You're much better buying a big block ingredient yourself. Now, speaking of cruddy quality, and not to disrupt from this video, Art, why don't you show us some of your favorite items from the mystery canned meat aisle?
Quotes around favorite, please.
Show me one or two, please.
Well, we got some white meat chicken spread here.
Very, very ambiguous.
And for number 2, we will go with, oh gosh, where did it go? I don't know, these canned meats. You got Spam, which...
The potted meat or what?
Yeah, it was the potted meat. I think
there
that.
It is. What, guys, what the heck is potted meat? We have no idea. It's only 50 cents, but maybe in a zombie apocalypse it might be good, but holy cow. Art was really impressed at this wall of
and
mystery
for my
meat.
third and final installment
third one,
of
wow.
mystery meats. It's not a mystery, it's a pig's foot in there.
And you know what, can someone help us? We don't even know the culinary application of pickled pig's feet like that.
What would you do with this? Do you just eat it from the jar?
We don't know. We don't know, so please help us out. So,
are we going to put some of this in the card?
No, we won't put that in the card, but I think that wraps up the section here. But I do want to head over to Whole Foods because not only are we going to pick up some stuff there for tonight's live stream. By the way, live streams are fun. They happen Wednesday or Friday. There's a bell icon right below the video. Enable all notifications. And down in the description box is the links to all the podcast platforms where the Flav City Shopping Experience podcast lives. Every Tuesday, new podcast. Art and I walking around the grocery store having a good time. So we kind of broke down all the options here. There's much more exciting heart healthy and healthier options over at Whole Foods, so let's go over there and check it out. All right, we're here at Whole Foods, and you want to avoid, once again, this section here, the refined wheat pasta. But look at this, Rayos is getting in the pasta game? That's crazy, right? But once again, it's refined wheat, we don't want that. So there is a wall of really good, what I call complex carbohydrate, whole grain pasta here, so come on in here. This is a great brand. It's Banza, made from chickpeas. I think I heard they sell this at Costco, which is a great deal over there. Now here's the deal. I love the fact they're combining chickpeas with pea protein. So that's upping the protein factor to a, let's see, we have 14 grams of protein per serving. That's great. But I will say, if you have a sensitive tummy or GI issues, I would not get this one because they're also adding tapioca starch and xanthan gum, which are two emulsifiers that are relatively harmless, but you don't need to add that in pasta. And if you have the sensitive tummy, might not be the best for you. Here's another great one. Whoa, save. Gretzky denied. Pau pasta. Check it out. Pau is fantastic because it's power protein pasta made from red lentil flour and quinoa flour. This is what we're talking about, you guys. Complex carbohydrates, whole gluten-free grains. So red lentils great, quinoa great, no filler, no emulsifiers. That's what you want to get. Now, you got to read the labels, right? Because just because it says whole wheat or gluten-free, it doesn't mean it's going to be the good kind of grain. So check it out. This is Ancient Harvest here, and it says corn and quinoa. So the problem with this is that quinoa is a whole grain that's fantastic. Corn is not good. Corn is not a real complex carbohydrate. It's a starchy carb that really spikes your blood sugar. So I would avoid that. Same thing. Look at this. This is even a little more misleading. Here's a brand called Andean Dream made with organic quinoa. Great. I'll get it, right? What do we got here? Ooh, gotcha. White rice flour and quinoa. First of all, the prevalent ingredient is always first rice flour. If it was brown rice flour, I'd be okay with that. White rice flour is, think about it, brown rice is good. It has that outer hull and that bran on there. The white rice has all that good stuff stripped away. It just is the endosperm left. That is bad. There's no nutrition. So read the label. That's a no-no. Great brand right here. Check this out. Love the name too. Tolerant. Red lentil rotini. Just one ingredient, organic, which is better. By the way, they also sell a Trader Joe's version of this, and I just thought of this over at Aldi. They have, I think, a green edamame pasta and a black soybean pasta, and they're organic and they're low carb because those beans have a ton of fiber. So they're actually semi-low carb, keto friendly, but they're made of soy, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is organic. So a great option to have. And Aldi has great sauces too. When we did the Aldi video a few months ago, they had the cleanest tomato marinara sauce with no filler. Whole Foods brand here. It's chickpea with one ingredient, chickpea flour. So that's what you want to look for. Guys, it just so happens these pastas, yes, they're gluten-free, but I'm not buying them because they're gluten-free. I'm buying them because they're not made with that nasty refined wheat. They're made with whole grains that are gluten-free or whole beans. That's really what you want. Let's go over and look at these sauces. So check this out. They have that Victoria brand here. This is the one they have at Costco, but it's a marinara. They have vegan Alfredo sauce. Let's check out the ingredients here. It's cashew cream, which is really nice. You just soak water with cashews. Look at that, you guys. Rosemary, cocoa butter flavor. Might not be the best thing, but that's a really interesting product. They don't have the marinara sauce here, but let's stay in creamy land. Up here is Rayo's Alfredo. Let's compare this to the Alfredos we saw over at Walmart. And this looks much better. It's light cream, it's real cheese, pepper, a little bit of modified cornstarch, which I'm not huge on, but you need that for a shelf-stable product. And a little bit of phosphate, which is not ideal, but still way better than the ones over the Pregos, the Ragu. So that's pretty cool. And then up here is a broccoli and kale, a total like hipster Whole Foods version of kale, right? But what kind of oil are they using? At least they're using expeller pressed. I would love to see extra virgin olive oil, but at least they're using expeller pressed sunflower oil. So that's a step up.
It also has extra virgin olive oil.
Where? Oh yeah, and you're right, it is. But it's a much less quantity, guys. These are always listed in quantities. They're using the cheaper oil first, the more expensive one second. They have a whole line of Rayo's here, and Art was checking out the bolognese with meat sauce here. Very cool. They're using like a bunch of different kind of meats here. They're using pork, beef, they're using pancetta, and there's really not much filler in here. So this is way better than that beef flavored ragu we saw before. And guys, they don't have it here, but some of the pasta sauces come in the tins. Don't get those. Those are low quality, like concentrates and purees that you don't want. Yeah, let's see. This is Cucina Antica. It's pricey, but wow, look at this. San Marzano extra virgin olive oil. Dang, that's one of the best quality ones I've seen here. But even if you want to get, Art, just the regular 365 brand organic tomato pasta sauce, I mean, these are good ingredients, you guys. Extra virgin olive oil. They're not using sunflower, no filler, all thriller. And once again, you're gonna either see organic diced tomatoes or whole stewed tomatoes. The premium pasta sauces don't use tomato concentrate. That's what the cheaper ones use. They're low quality tomatoes. The flavor is not nearly as good as diced tomatoes or whole stewed tomatoes. So once you learn to identify the ingredients you wanna see and you wanna avoid for pasta sauce and pasta, it's really easy. Really quickly, it is the fall right now. So this one from the pumpkin cardamom pasta sauce, it looks pretty clean. It does have, though, 9 grams of added sugar per half cup. We talked about the Trader Joe's pumpkin marinara sauce in the pumpkin review a couple weeks ago. That one's actually really clean. Just make sure when you're buying pumpkin-based sauces that they don't have too much added sugar. So I think that is pretty much a wrap for all things pasta and red sauce. Pasta, sauces, done. Everything you want to know. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm a Rao's kind of guy, or as Art would say, Rao. I love this stuff, you guys, but get it at Costco. So that is it, you guys. Everything you want to know. But what should we do next? Holiday season's coming up. I will have some really good ideas in my head, but let me know. More importantly, like, subscribe, share. These videos are a lot of work to make. Art and I travel to different grocery stores all day long, hoping not to get kicked out. We got 2 more of those videos down below right now. But Art and I will leave you like we always do. Hashtag keep on cooking, mad love and peace, and pasta for all.